We're back here on our program, the platform, and we're talking about Choice Model Management Agency, and we have joined now by Gerard, who is the one of the directors of the agency. He's been here before, and I'm sure you are happy that you have this fine talent, Pat Jarosz out of Toronto with us, eh?
Yes, most definitely. Thank you for having us back as well.
Yes, and you've been doing workshops.
Yes.
Tell us about them.
Well, basically, what we've added to our curriculum, in addition to the modeling segment, is talent and actors, like we spoke about the last time. So what we found that was actually needed is you had a lot of persons who practically had some sort of I guess you could say an introduction to acting, whether they were involved in plays in school, whether it was plays at the Dunders, but they had identified some interest if this is something that they wanted to do. So the choice agents and the creative director, who's Stephanie, and myself, we sat down and we thought about a plan through all of their development on how can we expand on that and get them the proper training that they need. And that's where this beautiful lady from Toronto, Canada, Bucket Talent, Pat, came into play once she touched bases with Steph and myself, and we made it happen to create a workshop that would give them the necessities that they would need to become great actors.
Mm-hmm. And you participated in the workshop, did you?
Yes, yes. I taught the workshops because I'm the professional in that sense. So, you know, as we had mentioned before, Stephanie and I had known each other, our paths kind of crossed people we know, but I was obviously also watching choice models, and things are happening so fastly because what they say they do, they do. And that is so amazing because our word is everything. So seeing this, of course I'm going to come and I'm going to work with them. Even though, like I said earlier, I had no idea what I was going to find, I respected what they were doing and how they cared, genuinely have the best interests of their talent at heart, and the way they run their business. I really, really respected that. So I wanted to come not knowing what was going to happen. So basically, because the industry has changed so much, you know, even 10 years ago, if you wanted to audition for a casting director in Los Angeles, you had to be in Los Angeles. Now with the World Wide Web and email, there are several sites which we agents use, and agents that are trusted and respected, and all of the castings come through there from all over the world, including some UK. And we suggest, and then they will request a self-tape audition. Mm-hmm. So the first thing I needed to know was, okay, can they act? And there is more to acting than just saying the words. So there's a whole bunch of exercises that I went through, you know, little things that they can do on their own afterwards when they receive a script. Because like I said, if I don't believe you're that character, then the casting director's not going to believe it, and the producer's not going to believe it, and you're not going to be under consideration for the role. So there's so much little things to learn about the subtext of the script, what your hierarchy is in the script, who's the alpha, shall we say, all that sort of thing. So there's several characterization techniques. And I do it in a large workshop because when you're on set, it's not quiet. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn to be able to concentrate, even though there's other things going around. And then when I'm working one-on-one, I take them aside and work one-on-one. There's other things that we do in a group which help them to understand facial reactions. Because when you're doing a self-tape audition, it's only you on camera. And there are other characters in that scene, but you don't see the other actor. So your face has to show the emotion, whether it's interest or upset or happiness or whatever, because, you know, sometimes it might be a full minute, that you're not doing any dialogue. So we hold little exercises. I don't tell them why they're doing the exercises. We just do these exercises. And then I explain to them after. Now, when I'm working one-on-one, you understand why we did that? Then they have to understand the business of the business. What, in Canada, there's work permits that need to be purchased. In the US, there are not. What expenses are covered when a talent is chosen to screen test. So they've done the self-tape audition. Mm-hmm. Production loves them. They want to bring them in to wherever it may be, Toronto or LA or New York. Anyone under the age of 18 must be accompanied by a legal guardian, and all expenses for both are covered, all expenses. They will never have to pay out-of-pocket expenses to get to a screen test or to a booking. I also had to teach them exactly how to self-tape. Because if it's not done correctly, it won't get past the 5 seconds of the casting director. It'll just be, nope, gone. So we want them to have the opportunity. We want the directors or the writers and the producers to see their self-tapes. So we went through all of that over a 2-day period. It was, I say intense, but fun. I do, no matter what the age is, it doesn't matter if it's an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 30-year-old or 40-year-old. We also have to have some fun when we're doing things, when I'm teaching. So I do make it fun and we have some laughs because it stays with them. It stays with them.
You talk about self-taping. Mm-hmm. How do they do that?
Well, that's a whole seminar that will take us 4 hours.
Yes,
no,
she'll be back to
so
the
basically
workshop.
A self-tape is you have someone that it could be your wife or your husband or your mother or your best friend. Mm. I teach them what the angles are, and they can tape directly as long as they have a good phone. You can tape, self-tape your audition using your phone in your own home.
I see.
Don't have to leave your home. So, I teach them what the background should be and how to do it and, all that sort of thing, what the reader needs to do, how they have to be dressed, all that sort of thing. So they are taping their audition from their own home.
Very good. Well, you have some testimonials, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch these testimonials. I think there are a number of them, and so we're going to watch testimonials from the participants of the workshop.
Hi, my name's Layla, and I learned so much at the acting workshop, especially about facial expressions. Thank you, Ms. Pat and Choice Model Management.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I went to the seminar on last weekend with Pat, and it was very informative. I had a lot of fun doing all the acting exercises. It was very informative in terms of the importance of self-taping and conveying your emotions with your face. And I feel like it will greatly help my aspiring acting career.
Hey guys, I'm Zafira Nichols. I am a singer, songwriter, and newly signed actress to Book It Talent Choice. I attended the acting workshop that they had this weekend, and it was such an amazing experience that I don't even know where to start. It was hosted by Pat Jarosz, firstly, and to be able to attend a workshop put on by an industry professional of that caliber has me pretty mind blown, and I feel like it was so valuable, words could not express. And I am so excited to see what the future has in store for Book It Talent Choice and where we go from here. Thanks guys, bye.
Is that a big production wants the best actor for the role. They don't care if they live in Canada or the Bahamas or Australia or the United States. They want the best actor for the role. They are big productions. They're Disney, Nickelodeon, Spike Lee, Steven Spielberg, 20th Century Fox, and on and on and on. They have the money to get your work permit. The work permits in the US are not a lot of money for a production company to buy. For you to shell $15,000, hold on a sec. But for a production company, it's no problem. So that is literally opened up the whole world of acting to everyone. So people that I currently represent, and I represent people that live in New York and live throughout Canada, and now the Bahamas.
Whoopee!
I suggest them to these casting directors.
Those were testimonials from participants of the Choice Model Management Agency workshop.
Correct.
And you are going to be doing these workshops on an ongoing basis?
Yes, definitely.
We sure plan to, absolutely, because, you know, we can't have hundreds and hundreds in at the same time. We can only work with a certain amount. So because I found so much amazing talent, I can't wait to find more. So as much as I'm giving the opportunities to the locals, they are also providing me with amazing, beautiful talent, which I would not have otherwise, to put forward. It's a win-win situation. And the type of things that I would be putting up for are, you know, I have someone on hold for a movie with Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, and it's his new film, and they of course need a work permit for it. It films in Atlanta and Hawaii. I've had Robert De Niro. We've had actors being flown to screen test with Robert De Niro, and of course, again, all expenses are paid for the actor and the guardian. If it's someone 18 and over, then it's just for, you know, just they will be going on their own. You know, Julia Roberts. I'm trying to think of, because we auditioned for the projects years in advance of when they come out. So a lot of the things like the Oscar award-winning The Room, Disney's Animal Book, The Jungle Book when they come to life for the lead. The Walking Dead, which is a very big AMC series. They are doing another spin-off that's happening right now. Tom Hanks films, the second Avatar film that's been in the works for years and years and years. So we're talking very big budget. Actually, Joanna, who led me to be here, basically auditioned for a very big, huge Disney movie through self-tape. So they're big budget, big production, motion pictures seen on the big screen, as well as, you know, the big budget TV shows. And I'm telling you, I met definitely talented adults as well, but the children and the preteens and teens, unbelievable, and most of them have not done anything. It's like, she needs a Disney show. She needs a this show. She needs a that show.
You've been producing actors as well as models, and there's a difference, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Explain.
Well, you know what? It started with models that also acted. So we were like, well, we'll start an actor page on our site. It's because they also do that, and we represent them fully, you know? So it started like that, and then we noticed that the more people would come to us, they weren't necessarily even wanting to be models, they just wanted to act, and they wanted any avenue to try. So, okay, I'll model. You know what I mean? Like it was, and so we had so many that came that actually the passion was acting, but they're modeling because they just want to get their face out there and started somehow. So it became that we just started to have more and more actors and see more and more talent, and that most of our models can act. And it was like the demand for it was, you know, we have theater productions coming to us and different TV shows, and we're in talks about. And so it just started to become like, there's a demand for this, obviously, and there's the talent is there. So that was something that I wanted to talk to Pat about when I connected with her initially, was I need training, you know? So she is helping us. She's actually now, because she found so much talent, she is now becoming a different division of Choice Model Management. We are actually going to have Book It Talent Choice. So it's a part of her agency, like a different division, which is going to be filled with these actors and actresses.
Yes.
And Pat, I'm trying to soak up like a sponge, you know, so that I can understand the industry and be wise upon everything going on. And it's so interesting, like I'm loving it, and I'm loving learning about it anyway. And of course, my excitement comes talking about the talent, because I just believe in them so much too. So I think that we're actually really can officially be called a talent agency now.
I see so.
Modeling talent
Yes,
agency. Yeah.
exactly. And you know, with modeling, there's a lot of specifics. Specific height, specific measurements, etc. Because that's the industry, that's what it dictates. With television and film, it doesn't matter. Your height, your body measurements, your weight, your hair, none of that matters. What matters is, can you bring this particular character to life? It doesn't matter how tall or how not tall, and you know, dedication as well, but there's no specific physical requirements for acting. So it really does open up even more opportunity to people.
Very good. Let's take a final break here on our program, and we'll come right back.